Hello and welcome to Show of the Week, your weekly dose of lightly Xbox-themed entertainment. Mike, what have you been up to?
I've been playing Assassin's Creed 3. So much so that I've been suffering from the bleeding effect.
Oh right, man, that's when the ancestral memories begin to intrude on your actual reality.
More like eyes, ears, nose, other places.
Oh, God. Oh, well, keep up the sofa, yeah?
My orifices.
Still, if you think I've got it bad, spare a thought for Desmond Miles, star of the Assassin's Creed series. He's stabbed his girlfriend, spent an entire 40-quid video game in a coma, and the end of the world is fast approaching. That's the setup at the beginning of Assassin's Creed 3, and, inevitably, the only course of action is to dive back into the Animus and play through the memories of another of his distant ancestors. This time the historical hero is Connor, a half-English, half-Native American assassin, and, for the first time in the series, he's just as comfortable leaping and swinging through the forest canopy as he is hopping over rooftops. He also just so happens to be present at the birth of a nation, as the American Revolution kicks off around him, both on land and sea. The game's an absolute monster as well, blending an epic, decades-long storyline the likes of which we haven't seen since '82, with a sandbox full of interesting distractions. If you feel like the series has been treading water since the last numbered instalment, rest assured this is the product of 3 years development work and the biggest Assassin's game yet. And for that reason, it's our game of the week.
Right, now with Mike all bunged up with cotton wool, prepare to learn something as we deliver an exploration of the historically accurate Assassin's Creed series.
Right, so to an avid historian like me, the subtle differences between the Assassin's Creed heroes throughout the series beg one obvious question.
Who would win in a fight?
Who would win in a fight? Right, well it may be the blood loss talking, but I can think of only one way to find out.
Fight Andy with old-timey weapons.
Andy with old-timey weapons. How do you know this
I
stuff?
saw your plans.
That could be any Andy. Anyway, I'm off to the kitchen on unrelated business.
Kitchen is that way. Also, please don't kill Andy. We need him.
Oh, hello. I saw your PowerPoint presentation, so you ready to do this?
I was literally born ready because of my assassin's ancestry. Let's do this.
Historical accuracy. Hang on. Sorry. Hello? No, historical weaponry, where did you get that idea from? No, yeah, nothing to worry about that front. Yeah, no problem. Okay, right, bye-bye. Yeah, so that's my insurance company. Apparently my life insurance doesn't cover me being killed by historical weaponry, so wrist blades, scimitars, trebuchets.
What are we going to do now?
Oh, hang on, text message. Okay, well this is from our mysterious benefactors. They say if we're to qualify for the government grants that we already spent on replica weaponry, we need to fulfill the show's educational remit. We're getting letters from concerned parents. That's not a problem though. I'm an expert in American history, so you can just ask me some frequently asked questions about the American Revolution and I can answer them.
We could totally claim that was educational.
Definitely.
Was the Revolutionary War about slavery?
No, that was the Civil War, and actually slavery was just one of them.
Did the British wear red coats to hide bloodstains?
No, that's a common misconception, but actually it's due to the availability of...
Did George Washington have wooden teeth?
Well, the surviving pairs of George Washington's dentures are actually made of ivory or whale...
George Washington cut down that cherry tree?
Well, yeah, he said that when he was...
Was George Washington magic? Why did they throw all that tea in the harbour?
Well, it was to do with the high levels of taxation.
Did the sea taste of tea afterwards?
I don't think...
Where do babies come from?
Right, feature over. Well, I've learned nothing.
Me either. Tell you what, how about a guide to some of the more tricky achievements in Assassin's Creed 3?
This is better, an actually useful feature. So here are a couple of achievements that can be tricky to get in Assassin's Creed 3, but you can snag them pretty early on if you know where to look. First up is Spit Roast, which you get by performing a double assassination with a musket. As you're probably aware, muskets take approximately 8 months to reload, so you're not going to be getting this by shooting people. Rather, you need to use the long pointy thing on the end of it. It's so long that if you line a couple of guards up just right, you can stab 2 of them at once. The best place we've found to do this is early on in the game as you attack mercenaries at the fort, pretty much the first time you actually get your hands on one of these guns. Move behind the group of unsuspecting guards, line up a shot where 2 of them are in a line, take a run up and get shish kebabbing. There we go, 20G better off, and all it took was the deaths of 2 human beings. Next up is Eyewitness, where you have to witness a predator killing an enemy. This can be got very early on as well, as soon as you gain access to the frontier. Instead of going off and throwing off the shackles of British oppression or whatever it is you're supposed to be doing, find a patrol of redcoats and kill all of them except 1. Then lead him on a merry dance through the woods until you find an area with some predators in it, such as bears or, as we found here, wolves. Predators won't attack you guys until you're out of combat mode, so once you've found some, get out of his line of sight long enough for him to lose interest and start to wander off. Then just keep an eye on him and hopefully one of those ravening wolves will do our job for us. Oh, and make sure you don't hang around too long to save at the moment. Wolves, remember?
Ah, that's better. Suitably educational.
Yes, which is good because I blew the rest of the education grant on this. It's a homemade Animus that I can use to tap into the minds of the Outside Xbox community and answer their questions at the speed of thought.
What's that smell of burning hair?
That's how you know it's working.
Oh wow, you weren't kidding. Here we are inside the collective thought space of the Outside Xbox community.
We sure are.
I'm sorry for doubting you.
That's alright.
Hope there's no animosity between us.
Yes, very good. Can you read a comment, please?
Fine. Former favourite commenter of mine, Spaz-Id Ninja Dude, comments on the last show of the week, "How dare you crash the Stradale!" Because I might have lightly crashed the Stradale in Forza Horizon.
And how? But here we go, a follow-up comment from Spazzy Ninja Dude. Mike, you want a hug from me? People have said my hugs warm the soul.
Yes, please. Poor Stradale.
Well, over on our preview of Sleeping Dogs' Spooktacular DLC, Nightmare in North Point, Rafael Romero asks, "Vampires? Last time I know these guys are zombies."
Well, my alliterative chum, they might have the look of the zombie about them, apart from all the hopping, but in Chinese folklore they're known as Jiangshi, commonly translated as vampire.
Check you out with your knowledge of Chinese folklore.
Is this Animus device of yours with its internet connection? I'm inside Wikipedia right now. I know all.
Well, I'm inside YouTube, God help me, and commenter Babiva Jr. says of the Supernatural Sleeping Dogs DLC, "Interesting, but I would have rather had another DLC where it extended on the story with more missions and no supernatural forces. Makes it so unrealistic. Or they should have made more cop missions or something, continuing from when..."
A spoiler.
Said she will...
Spoiler.
Way, when there was more...
Spoiler.
Alright. And commenter Staigo Hori says only, "Can't wait."
Well played, sir. Saber01 meanwhile comments on our Games vs Food video on daft product placement featuring Japanese corporate mascot Pepsi Man. Pepsi Man was so disappointed with how this game was received that he went off into the woods and then became Slender Man.
Right, and the corporate mascot for Weight Watchers. So skinny.
Finally, Tim Denton, who goes by @Ploppy54 on Twitter, has a question. He asks, at Outside Xbox, are you going to do another Walking Dead discussion? Really enjoyed the 3rd episode one.
Yes, Tim, we are. We'll be discussing Walking Dead some more very soon. Watch this space.
Right, I think that's about all the Animus I can take right now.
Yeah, I'm getting a headache too. Thanks for all the comments, everyone. Keep them coming to OutsideXbox.com.
And hit us up on Facebook.com/OutsideXbox and @OutsideXbox on Twitter.
Or through the power of my new Animus, you can merely think your comments and we'll already know what you think about us, how you'll vote, and what you want for dinner.
Is that legal?
Sure, why not? Thanks, everyone. See you next time.
Brilliant, that's show of the week done. I'll just pull this plug here, yeah?
Whoa, did he click to safely remove hardware?
No, whoever does that? Oh man, I never want to see into the minds of our community again. I feel like my brain's been victory crouched. Andy? Andy? Oh man, I hope he doesn't spend the next episode in a coma. I mean, that'd be really insulting to fans who are expecting some kind of development from Andy's character. Or, even worse, if he just died and then we just glossed over it like nothing had happened. That's it for another week. Hit up OutsideXbox.com for more, and Jane and I will see you next time.
And Andy.
Who's Andy?